darling Sagittarius, someone finally sees that you were right all along here. I won't be surprised if someone ends up hitting you back up here in the coming, be expecting like an email or a text message here in the coming days, my love, of where they're just like, wait a minute, Sagittarius, how did you know that? Like, how did you see that already before anybody else? Right? Someone's appreciating your intellect going into February there. But anyways, before I get into this tarot reading, Sagittarius, hello, howdy, howdy, howdy. How are you doing, my love? I am back, and I'm going to be reading for you every single week on Tuesday again, my love. Just to give it a little heads up, I always like to connect to y'all's energy a little bit before I start reading for y'all, just so I know what it is, what is going on, honey. And also, I always like to make sure my readings are all inclusive, my darling, right? So even for my hermits out there, my hermit Sagittariuses who are so tired of getting tarot readings that only are talking about relationships that you don't have any interest in, I got you covered, my love. All right. Just in the same way as well for those that are interested in your social life. I cover all the bases, my love. All right. So let's just get right into this tarot reading here because I want to talk about this. There's so much that I want to be unpacking before we even get into any type of clarifying cards here, Sagittarius. All right. So as I said earlier, we pulled the King of Swords here for you. Hopefully I've been having it pop up on the screen somewhere around here. The King of Swords, the Eight of Wands coming in here, as well as the Six of Pentacles. All right. Now, again, as I was saying, like if I were to just intuitively allow things to flow off the bat, the big old baby, honey, I think it's Spirited Away. Yeah. The first thing that comes to my mind intuitively with this here is, as I said at the beginning, I feel as if someone is, or might even be like a group of people, because I'm being shown like a black sheep right now, Sagittarius. Did you like recently make like a bold move of confidence where you're just like, you know what? Middle finger to everybody. I'm going to be like, what it is that you see, you're honoring your thoughts. You're not allowing yourself to be gaslit. I feel like if that is the case, that was a big move for you that really helped you pass some type of test. I think regardless, you choosing to stand by your guns, is that the phrase for it? Stand by your guns. As that King of Swords, where you're just like, no, this is how I see the situation. You're not going to break it. You're not going to allow it to be challenged. I think that really was a big step that your spiritual team is extremely happy about, because I'm just being shown like a lot of smiling faces, because I feel like that not only showed a lot of growth for you, Sagittarius, but it's like breaking like a long-term pattern that's been going on in your life, right? Tens in tarot represent closures to cycles. So especially with the Ten of Swords here, it's like this is like the final, it's like you finally got it. It's something that you had been struggling with for a while perhaps, but it's like now you have the confidence to stick to your guns in that way there. I feel like February for you is just going to be a month where you're kind of just like sitting back and being able to just say, I told you so, in various capacities here. I think even when it comes to your own personal actions as well, Sagittarius, I think you just have a really good read on your situation, your life, what you need to be doing, your game plan. Even if you feel as if you're kind of just winging it every single day, I think you're winging it really delightfully well. All right. And this might just be a bias coming in here, Sagittarius, because I'm a Libra. I always love me. A King of Swords is probably my favorite type of archetype of a person. So to pull that for you as your first card, honey, girl, might as well just, I'm trying to marry you, honey. Especially as a Libra Sagittarius. I'm a Libra Sagittarius, are two peas in a pod. But I digress. I'm not here trying to like spill my heart out to you, Sagittarius. Anyways, I just feel as if February is going to be a month where it's just like all according to your calculations. Things that come to my mind right now, imagery wise, Sagittarius, is like I'm being shown like nerds. So I'm not calling you a nerd. I think it's more so just highlighting the intellect. So it's like random old school cartoons. So it's like Dexter's Laboratory, Jimmy Neutron, Mojo Joe. Like I'm just thinking about all these that's coming to mind, like all these like extreme intellectuals here. Nostradamus, like girl, yeah. And you get the point here. Like and I'm not saying you are some type of like high intellectual or anything like that. Maybe you are, all right? But I just feel as if like everything goes according to plan, or like what you expect in February. And I think it really helps you to have a better relationship with yourself, because just like, I don't know, this is like ultimately your superpower, Sagittarius, is your intelligence. Right? I won't be surprised if this is like a common thing, not even just right now for you, Sagittarius, but for like other times in your life where it's just like you always end up saying, I told you so, I told you so, I told you so. I don't know. That's something that I feel like you probably have annoyed people about, because it's just like, it's like because you are always right about something, and people are just like, how do you know? All right. I think February for you, the main priority, if I were to suggest anything to you, Sagittarius, is really to have just like I know it's not really helpful, but to really just have more confidence here. All right. Have confidence with what it is that you decide to invest into, especially with that Six of Pentacles. This can be something as deep as like when it comes to like financial decisions in your life or career life decisions in your life. But also, I feel the need to vocalize that. I feel like this could also be something as surface level as deciding like what you want to eat that day, or what, you know, what you want to do for the weekend. Like, and I know that sounds super simple and surface level because it is, but I think it's because like it is, but I think there's more value into it because it's like, yes, like trust your instincts of being like, oh yeah, I want to go out to Outback Steakhouse, right? That's like the first thing that came to my mind is like you've been wanting to go to Outback Steakhouse, and so like by you choosing to honor your thoughts of going to the Outback Steakhouse as that King of Swords, like something probably would end up happening because you chose to go to the Outback Steakhouse that you're glad that you did it, right? Whether it's like you end up meeting someone really cool at the Outback Steakhouse, maybe you just get a free meal. Or maybe it's because you chose to go to the Outback Steakhouse instead of the McDonald's down the road that you didn't get into like a fender bender. You know what I'm saying here? So it's like, I know even when it comes to like the surface level decisions that you make in your day to day that seemingly have like no relevance whatsoever, even down to like what you decide to eat. Like, again, it's like you choosing to just honor your thoughts and being like, oh, I'm just going to grab this instead. Like that other food that you would have opted for instead ended up giving the person that you live with like food poisoning. It's going to be very much so that, and I'm not saying you're like something, you know, creating like negative omens or anything like that there, but that's just like the thing that really screams out to me, Sagittarius, is that you just give yourself more credit, because even from a spiritual standpoint, that's what your spiritual team has been really trying to drill into you, is like give yourself more credit, honor yourself more as that King of Swords, and acknowledge just how smart and intelligent you actually are, and not being afraid of investing more into what it is you've already decided into when it comes to like projects in your life, like whatever there. With that Four of Pentacles, all right? This is a very direct reading, and I even feel like intuitively this is like all that needs to be said in regards to this here, Sagittarius. And so don't tell the other zodiac signs, because I'm going to be doing something that I don't usually do, but I'm going to just do a completely different spread for you, Sagittarius, when it comes to your social life, because I feel like that in its own thing is something to unpack. And if I had more energy and motivation, I probably would have like a whole separate extra video to upload for you, Sagittarius, because I really do feel like that level of energy when it comes to your social life for February. But you know, right now we don't have that motivation, so maybe later, honey, but right now you're gonna have to just deal with this little checkup here. Anyways, let's get into your social life here, Sagittarius. I hope you've been doing well, my love. It's so nice to be able to connect to you all again. I missed being on YouTube, but at the same time it was so nice to have that break, honey. But yeah, so we start out with this Tower energy here. I know a lot of you guys are like, all right, Velca, I don't want to get into that there. But the Tower energy is not actually bad. Two of Wands coming in here. And then the Four of Pentacles. Let's get three more, because, again, you could really go one way or another. One of the cards were upside down, one way or another with this here, so I want the full spread here for you. Knight of Swords coming up here, Four of Wands, okay, and then the Knight of Wands coming in here. So socially for you, Sagittarius, you're dealing with a whole crew of folks that, not to say that you're dealing with like immature people or children, but it feels to me as if you're always like in spaces where you feel as if you're like the only adult in the room. Or let's not say it like that, because that might come off as condescending, Sagittarius. Maybe you want that, that's fine. But maybe it's like you just always been around people that you, it's not as if you can't trust them, but at the same time, when it comes to like advice and stuff, you'd rather just listen to yourself and seek advice from other people because you know things better. Again, it kind of just all boils like this whole entire reading so far, Sagittarius, has just been me like stroking your ego, honey. Right? So I'm gonna try to avoid doing that too much longer, but I don't know. Like I feel like you end up dealing with like a lot of opposition with people that they just don't get it. Like I feel like February for you is going to be a month where it's like maybe you do end up writing certain people off, where you're just like, that's really what this is. That's okay. Yeah. What I would be saying for you, Sagittarius, in February time, be more critical about the people that you're around and stop trying to convince people to understand things in the same way that that you see things and understand things. Because you as this King of Swords, how you show up and how you see things in the world is much greater than how a knight sees things, right? The knights are still actively trying to become kings and queens, right? They still got some growing up to do, right? Nothing wrong with them, right? They're just having their experience, but know your place, right? And I kind of feel like that's your energy here for February. It's like you kind of have to remind certain people in your life to know their place and to not overstep certain boundaries. I don't know if there's like someone in your life that really struggles with like giving you your flowers. You know, maybe this is like, even obviously I'm not telling you to tell off your mother or anything like that, Sagittarius, but this doesn't surprise me if this is like perhaps like a parent that, you know, someone that saw you as like a child, or someone that saw you a younger version of yourself, and now that you're older, more mature, got your life together, like, you're different, but how certain people treat you still treat you as if like the version of yourself that you were like 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago. And that's just not vibing with you anymore, because I feel like that's really what has been doing you a big disservice when it comes to trusting your instincts as this King of Swords, is because of certain people that refuse to connect to you at the version of yourself of who you are now, because that's uncomfortable for them, and they rather connect to the old version of who you were because that's more comfortable for them, not only because that's how they knew you, but also it doesn't put any pressure on them to level themselves up as well. All right, and I feel as if you become aware about this and you stop feeling as obligated to stay committed towards certain people, because again, you kind of see it as a sense of where it's like, all right, certain people are only just there for a season there. So I won't be surprised in February time if you start distancing yourself from certain people that you just realistically know you're not ever going to really align or see eye to eye on things with. Something that just came to my mind as well, Sagittarius, and I hope this isn't the case for y'all, right? Because it always sucks when it does happen. But I won't be surprised if this is really connecting to a collective that like maybe recently got into a big argument with like, you know, loved ones about like political something, you know, political beliefs or standings or anything like that. I am not trying to talk about anything politics here, honey. Like, you can go any, like, there's everywhere but here you can get politics. So I like to have my plate, the content that I do not have anything related to the outside world, because you get flooded with it anyway. So don't even try to talk about politics here, honey, because I'll just block it. But yeah, that's something that came to my mind, is like, maybe it's like a sense of like being disappointed in someone's morals, and that's what turns you off towards talking to them anymore. I don't know. Anyways, I'm going to let you go here, Sagittarius. I hope this tarot reading was helpful in some capacity. If it was, and you want to connect to me in other places, think of any type of social media and just search SimplyVelca, and I probably will be there, Sagittarius, all right? And if you want to book a private one-on-one tarot reading with me, whether it's on a live one-on-one Zoom call, or if I just record a private reading for you and I send you the link to the video, both options are available. Just check out my website linked down below, SimplyVelca.com. And you'll see all the information to that. But yeah, I love you so much, Sagittarius, and I will connect to you next Tuesday, right? Bye.